met under the guidance of Coach Dan Reeves. And Dan was my coach for 9 of the 12 years I played in the NFL. And once a year, we reach a plateau, a level where Dan felt like we hadn't progressed the way he expected us to progress. And he'd call us all together as a team, and usually this was after a loss, but sometimes it was after a win. He'd call us all together as a team and sit us down before he sent us off to run a whole bunch of sprints, because that was Dan's answer to most things. But he'd set us down and he'd say, he's from Georgia, he'd say it like this, he'd say, now man, you're either getting better or you're getting worse. You can't stay the same. Dan said a lot of things I'm still trying to figure out, but I understand that. Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen, but the great thing is you have the power in your life to decide the direction of that change. I have spent over a year of my life in training camp right down there in Greenville. To add up all the weeks that I spent there. And it was amazing to me how much talent came and went through Greeley, Colorado, that never made it into the NFL. Unbelievably gifted people who couldn't make it. They bring 110 guys to training camp every year. And at the end, there were 50. That was the team. It would be 5 weeks of practice, and in those 5 weeks, over half of them went home. I'll tell you why it happened for most of them. Most of them, it was their level of desire. Instead of being concerned about being the best player that they could possibly be, they were more concerned about my passion, my mission is to get invited to an NFL training camp. And then they get invited to training camp and then they go home, regardless of their level of talent. It was that level of desire. It was that vision. Graduates, I see from the program that you each have visions. You each have places you want to go with your life. That's an awesome thing. It makes a huge difference. I mean, for me, my mission, my passion, from the time I was your age, was I want to be the best football player that ever played the game. And I made decisions based on that, and because I made decisions based on that, I got closer and closer and closer to where I wanted to get. One of my jobs as a graduation speaker is to talk about success, and what success is and what success isn't. Give you the answers that you're all looking for, like I'm a guru or something. Well, I can tell you that success is overcoming obstacles on the way to your dreams. Because each one of you have dreams and places you want to go, and you're going to run into obstacles. To be successful, you're going to have to fight through those obstacles. I know you already understand what success is. That's the other thing about success. There's no secret to success other than that. There's no secret to success. Success is something that's available to you because you've already done it. You've graduated from high school, and that's not easy. There's challenges. There's decisions you have to make every single day. Am I going to watch television, or am I going to do my homework? Am I going to do what I'm supposed to do or what I want to do? Hopefully it's the same thing, but sometimes it's not. I was able to pursue my desire, my passion, my mission to be a great football player for a long time. But I wasn't a great ball player as a child. I was just one of the guys. But because I made that a target, a place I wanted to get, I was able to accomplish very close to getting to that point and going the direction I wanted to go. So hopefully you'll keep the focus on your passions, your mission. I'm 52 years old now. I'm not Brett Favre. I can't play football anymore. But I have other passions, other missions, other desires, and that's the great thing about that. Because you decide the direction your life takes, then you get to change if you want to change. Because you're going to get out there in the world, away from this small community and out into a bigger community. And you're going to try and figure out, how do I succeed here? The great thing is you already know. It's the same thing. It's teamwork. And one of the great things about going to school here is you get to be involved in so many teams. I know I've talked to some of you guys already when I talk to your football. You understand teamwork. Because you can not only be, in a small school, you can be a football player, but you can also be on the student council, you can also be in the band, and you can also do whatever you want to do. In a bigger school, you usually have to choose. So you have that advantage. You understand teamwork, and that's you. I get hired to speak at corporations all the time. They bring in young people who don't understand teamwork because they've never been on a team situation. So take advantage of that benefit to come to this school. And it's courage to try new things, courage to be decisive. Dedication, which is hard work, constant learning, refusing to quit. Obviously, you got those things. You made it through high school. Honesty and forgiveness with yourself and self-evaluation and values. Goal setting. Goal set to get you where you want to go. Those things will allow you to be successful. Some of you guys already have my book. I'm going to give books to the rest of you that don't have it. And that explains those keys to success a little bit more. But those desires, those passions, those missions, those directions you want to take are things that make a huge difference. They did for me. You go to training camp, like I said, it's a very difficult situation. When you go out on your own, the only person who makes decisions for you is yourself. And if those decisions are in line with what you think is important in your life, you're going to have a great chance to succeed. And if you don't, it's going to be difficult. I played football with John Elway for all 12 of my football years. He was a rookie the same year I was a rookie. He was the first pick of the 1983 draft. I was the 310th pick of the 1983 draft. It's 20 guys away from Mr. Irrelevant. That's the last guy picked. But it didn't matter, because I knew where I was going. I knew what was important to me, and I was able to succeed because of that. John and I had a lot of things in common. We were both captains on the team. We spent a lot of time talking with each other. The conversation I remember most from my time with John was coming back from my last away year. It was my last year there with the Broncos with 1994. It was a bad year. We lost a bunch of games. We lost our first 3. And after that, we had a group of people behind our bench at every home game chanting. Wade Phillips was the coach. They were all chanting, "Wade must go! Wade must go!" It was hard. It really was tough to go to work. Now John and I were flying back. We're sitting next to each other on the flight, flying back from San Francisco. We just lost a game. We're flying back, and John's got an ice bag on his neck. He had hurt his neck earlier that year, but he was playing anyway because he was a team guy. He had an ice bag on his knee. He had torn his anterior cruciate ligament in high school. He spent his whole college ed pro career with his knee shifted back and forth, shooting up cartilage. So by the end of every season, his knee was a swollen mess. And we're all feeling sorry for ourselves because it was the end of the year, the end of a tough year. We weren't getting along, and it was tough. John knew I was retiring and turned to me and said, "Carl, I'm jealous." But he followed that up within 5 seconds by saying, "But I can't quit. I've got to win a Super Bowl." See, he'd taken that team passion, that team mission, made it his own. Because he had that vision, because he knew where he was going, he was able to accomplish great things. The next year, they were only 500. The year after that, they were 13-3. The best record in the NFL. They lost in the playoffs to Jacksonville. The year after that, they won the Super Bowl. The year after that, they won the Super Bowl again. John was the MVP, and he retired. Now, when they handed Pat Bowlen, the Broncos owner, the Lombardi Trophy, the very first thing he did with it was to hold it up in the air and say, "This one's for John." Because even he understood that they won the Super Bowl because John understood where he was going. That's the power of dreaming. That's the power of passion. That's the power of mission. Now you're going to get out there and go into college or go into your Protect training. And maybe the idea you have right now in your mind is not exactly what you decide to do down the line. But if you buy into it, if you make it your passion, your mission, you can accomplish anything. Don't let anyone tell you you can't. As a child, I had speech therapy. First and second grade, I couldn't say the letter S. So I was in speech therapy, and I'm a professional speaker. I have dyslexia. If you watch my career, you can see I played on the left side and the right side. It didn't matter. I didn't know. I didn't care. But I'm a published author twice over. I won 3 national awards for my last book. I'm a slow white guy from the suburbs, and yet I was an all-pro in the NFL. If it's important to you, you can accomplish it. Just get that focus. Know what's important to you. Every morning, get up in the morning and think about what's important. If you have any response to my speech today, I hope it's that you go home and think about what's important to you. Spend a little time with him. Obviously, like I said, I can't play football anymore. I have other passions. As a Christian, I want everything I say to reflect God's love. As a husband and father, I want to be unconditional, uncompromising love with my family. As an author and speaker, I want to inspire long-term positive change. That's who I am. That's who I've decided I am. And because of that, I think about that every day. And because of that, I make moves getting closer and closer and closer to where I want to end up. You have that power in your life. You've accomplished great things already. And everyone in this room is proud of you. You didn't do it on your own. You understand that teamwork piece. You understand the courage and what it takes to show up every day. To be present. To make your mark on this school and on this community. You know what desire is. I saw the eyes of those young football players in the school last year. And what it meant to them to go out and play the championship game. You're honest and you're forgiving. That's just part of being a human being. Don't ever lose that piece of yourself. Finally, know what it is to set a goal. No one can accomplish what you've accomplished already in your life without understanding the goals. Congratulations, I'm very proud.